Let me see if I can pull it up here and then we can look at it real quick. Because it's pretty good for a visual. Share screen. Okay.
Oh, I did see this.
You can see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is basically like, this is before like mindfulness. So if you're not mindful of the six senses, then really what's happening is there's a very high level of interest in the thinking activity. Okay, so because there's a high level of interest, it's now thinking is the center of attention, right? It's the center, it's your center of interest. And because it's your center of interest, you're focused on it. So think about your life. You're never focused on something that you're not interested in. You're only focused on it because you're interested in it. So because you're interested in the thinking activity, which is essentially the story of the me that I believe to be, there's a focus on it. So the focus is then being illustrated by this magnifying glass because we're focusing on the thinking activity. This activity seems bigger than everything else. And it's now the center of attention. So attention is going to thinking basically exclusively. And when this focus is sustained, well, that's what we call concentration. Concentration is just simply sustained focus. And this concentration, it's so powerful that it excludes everything other than what you are focusing on. So if you've maybe studied Sean at a like coffee shop or something like that, or rather you've done some work or something on your laptop at a coffee shop, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on at a coffee shop, people walking in and out and the baristas talking and the coffee machines going on and all that stuff. But you can focus on your computer or your phone and seem to block out all of that and have this focus. So it's good for tasks. There's nothing wrong with focus. There's nothing wrong with concentration. But when that focus is only on the thinking activity and there's concentrating on that thinking activity, what happens is it basically blocks out the five other senses in a way. It artificially blocks it out. And I usually kind of give the example of a camera lens. The way the focus works on a camera lens is that when the focus is very sharp, so a very sharp camera lens, it will create this effect, which is called bokeh, which blurs out the background. So it's artificially blurring out the background. The background is still there when you take the photo, but the object of focus, whether it be a flower or a ring or something that you want to really have nice and sharp in the frame of the photo, that is in focus, but everything else is blurred out. That's essentially how focus works. So now see it as there's a focus on just the thinking. And there's a concentration on that thinking activity, which then it's blocking out five other senses. So that's pretty imbalanced. It's unproportional that there's six senses and one sense, thinking, is getting basically all of the attention. So this is a pretty, it's a good start for a lot of people because seeing it like this, then you start seeing, oh, okay. So mindfulness basically is this, where you're not actually focused on thinking exclusively. The focus is relaxed. So there's no magnifying glass because you're not actually focused on one thing over another. You're not giving value to one thing more than another. So the attention is not, it's not divided. It's undifferentiated attention. Or another way to say it is it's all inclusive. It's not excluding the five other senses. It's actually including those five other senses. So there's just simply the inclusion of the six senses. And you can see that's where thinking has gone back to the same size of font as the other senses. So it's no longer big. That thinking activity is no longer a lot of activity that's loud and center stage. There's nothing that's really center stage. It's all just even, it's balance. And this experience is very equanimous. So everything is equal, it's undivided, it's all inclusive. And this is a good starting point. So, how do I get out of this thing here? Stop share. So, are we able to see that within ourselves? Are we able to see that the thinking activity is being given more priority than the five other senses? Yes, no?
Yep.
Akansha, are you still with us? Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
It's the
Perfect.
yeah. The things are getting more attention.
Okay. So now this, I'm just using the word mindfulness. I don't even know if it's actually mindfulness, to tell you the truth. I think people have different definitions of it, but this just all-inclusive attention. That the attention, it's a relaxing of the focus. So that's the key point, because when people see that magnifying glass on the thinking, your first thought is, I got to get rid of thinking. I need to stop this activity. Stop the activity. I need to get rid of the thoughts. This is my problem. But that's not how you go about it. That won't work. That actually only creates more thinking. That's only more thoughts resisting the thoughts that are already here. So how you go about it is actually relaxing the focus, because it's just a zooming in, a narrowing of focus. So how I'm leaning in and kind of showing like kind of the hands here tight. It's just relaxing. And as there's a relaxation of the focus, there's an all-inclusive attention, that the attention is now including the five other senses. And this is now just being aware of the six senses without giving any priority to one of them. So the arising of the sound is no different than the arising of thought. The arising of smell is no different than the arising of thought. The thought can still be there. There's no criteria, right? There's no criteria. It's not saying that it needs to have the end of thought. That's not going to happen. The thought is welcome there just as much as the smell and the touching and the tasting and the seeing and the hearing. So everything is all included. And this is key to how do we say it here? Just feeling so tight and restricted and narrowed and limited, because it's just simply you're relaxing the focus and it's losing that limitation of just zooming in on one activity, which is the thinking activity. It's now just relaxing and then opening up. So it feels more open and spacious. Now, you guys get a taste of this on these meditations and on these calls, but is this happening? There needs to be a radical honesty here. Is what I just showed you with the kind of before and after. Before mindfulness was the magnifying glass. After mindfulness is now just the open circle with the six senses in it, all the same size. Is that happening throughout your day? Yes or no?
Not so prominently throughout the day that I get the sense of it, but there are glimpses when, like, I recently started lighting up incense sticks in my room.
Mhm.
And I walk into the room, I don't smell anything after, like, obviously after that got extinguished and everything, like a couple of hours down the line, 4 hours down the line, I enter the room, nothing, but I sit down for meditation or something like that, and suddenly a whiff of that fragrance, right, kind of like comes around it.
Yeah.
Even I'm not sitting right next to it, and still I can do that.
Yeah.
Likewise, early in the morning, as soon as I wake up, like if I go to the bathroom and then the exhaust fan and things like that, suddenly something really slows down. Attention is on the breath, and suddenly the fan sound intensifies.
Right.
Right. Those are the kind of things that I see.
Nice. Yeah. So that's good. So that's, you're getting a taste of it in the daily activities. Because what I'm just simply pointing out is, don't just come to the meetings thinking this is the practice. This is the only time. It's like, come, get the pointer, get the guidance, get the practice, and now what you're experiencing here needs to be experienced throughout the day. And then we're just kind of starting with this starting point here to just kind of get our bearings, to say like, okay, can we see the magnifying glass, the before, and now can we see the after? But can we be experiencing that after, driving the kids to school, or cooking dinner, or cleaning the house, or doing some work on the laptop, or checking the mail? Like, can we be experiencing that circle with the six senses in it in the daily activities? Because this practice isn't something that you have to sit down and do. It's like an ongoing. It basically should just be running 24/7. So it's for you to self-reflect, like right now, and then almost kind of gauge. I mean, there's no, like, I'm not handing out trophies or anything like that, but almost kind of gauge like how much of your day, see, you'll notice, you won't notice the magnifying glass because that's when you're identified, but how much of your day looked like the open circle with the six senses all the same size? Is it 10%? Is it 20%? How much of the day is like that one?
I think for me, it varies. So some days, like I think yesterday and today, it's been more of the relaxed focus.
Yep.
But if I speak about the weekend, I think yesterday's meeting in the morning really helped, just kind of relax everything. And then, and I've had those kind of days before. And then, and then there's other days, right, where there's thinking. But then what happens is, if there's too much thinking, then usually if a sensation comes on, then I can, say, oh, who is feeling this, right? Who is feeling judged, or who is feeling fear, or, and then
Mm-hmm.
the thoughtlessness
Mm-hmm.
after that. So I think some days are harder to just kind of remind yourself and be in that.
Yeah.
And then some days is more natural and easy.
Yeah. And the key is that relaxation, right? It's relaxation that just removes that magnifying glass, right? It's not,
Mm-hmm.
that's the difference between the first image that I showed you and the second image is just simply relaxation, right? There's no trick. There's nothing to do, right? You're not using some sort of tool. It's just simply relaxing. It's just relaxing. And by just simply relaxing, you're naturally, that focus is relaxed. It's kind of like, if you guys have gone on a vacation or something like that on the beach, why you feel so relaxed at the beach is it's because it's more like number two, that image number two, that it's just, there's so much, the sound of the ocean, you're taking that in, the breeze against, your skin and the hair, the warmth of the sunlight on your skin, the smell of the salt water, the feet in the sand, right? Then you add on that you don't have to go to work the next day because you're on vacation. There's just this relaxation, but then you're taking it all in. But in that moment, you're taking in the moment. That's why it feels so good, right? But you don't need to go on vacation in order for that to happen. That's what I'm just showing you. This kind of, this meditation, this relaxation, this moment is the vacation. You're on vacation whenever you want by just simply relaxing. It's just catching it. So you catch the magnifying glass that you're just focusing on the thoughts, and then you could have a cue that works, is just having a cue like an out breath, like, and as you exhale, you just relax. And then you might need to do it again. Just Again, just exhale again. And then you'll relax and you'll feel that energy drop down into more of the body. It will always feel very heady when you're thinking. That's why people kind of do some of this type of stuff. And they kind of get like really tension in like their temporals or in their jaw. It's very heady. But as you breathe out, you can drop down into the body more. And now it feels like more, people use the word like grounded. I feel more grounded. I feel more present. And now you're into the sensation of the body. And that's usually a good grounding point, because now, okay, I'm feeling the body. Well, that's touching. Okay, smelling the air, smelling, seeing the environment, seeing, hearing the environment, hearing, tasting, not usually tasting, but there is like a taste that's always in the mouth, right? Tasting. Okay. Oh, and then there's some thoughts about what for dinner. Okay. And then you're like, it's this kind of just this relaxed feeling. You're not kicking thoughts out. You're not going to war with them. You're just simply relaxing. And it's in that relaxation that you start noticing a whole lot more than you were noticing before. So like I showed you, it all starts with interest. There's only a magnifying glass because of the interest. You're only focused on it because you're interested on the story. So instead of going to war with those thoughts, that's just creating more interest with the story, with the thinking. So what I'm showing you is it's a different approach. It's something that you haven't tried, but you just get interested in the 5 other senses. You don't try and eliminate the sixth sense of thinking. I'm just showing you simply with the diagram that there's just too much interest in that one sense, but there's 5 other senses. So now get interested in those other 5 senses. And like that, the attention starts opening up. And all of a sudden the thinking is not center stage anymore. So this is what I mean by just get interested in the body. Get interested in the body. Get interested in the body posture, the body mechanics, the swinging of the shoulders, the pressure just as you're sitting right now. Okay, there's pressure in your butt against the chair. Okay, get more interested. Tell me what butt cheek has more pressure in it. Which butt cheek has more weight in it? And now feel your lower back. Is there any tension in the lower back? Try and feel the tilt of your pelvis as you're sitting. Is it tilted back? Is it tilted forward? It's like a bowl. Is it tilted forward? Is it tilted back? Are you holding your stomach in, or is it just spilling out and it's totally relaxed and it's just hanging out? How about your shoulders? Are they relaxed? Are you leaning forward into the computer? Are they rounded, or are they relaxed and back? Is the chest open? How about the neck? Is it sticking forward, or is it relaxed? How about the whole spine? Does it feel straight, like an axis? Or again, does it have that tilt? How about the posture of the legs? Are they crossed? Is there pressure in the knees? Are the feet crossed? Are they on the floor? Which foot is touching the floor? How much pressure is in that foot? How about the feet? The arch of the feet. Are they relaxed? Does it feel tight? How about the arches? Are they flat? Or is there that natural curvature? So like this, do you see how you just got interested in the body? By just listening to me just kind of scan the body, were you doing it too? Yes or no? Were you following? Yeah?
Yeah.
Did
Yep.
it feel like a little bit of a journey that you went on just for 2 minutes there? Did I take you on a little journey through your body? Just the attention.
Yeah.
Just the
Yeah.
attention.
I
The
think
attention
it
just
takes away
scans.
the thinking aspect of it, right? And then you're just
Yeah, but you
in
were
the
just
body.
you were experiencing the body without thinking about it, right? It's an experiential exploration. I'm not asking you to think. It's you have to start seeing the difference. My questions are just questions that are directing your attention, and you're not thinking about it. You're sensing, you're feeling the weight in your butt cheeks. You're not thinking about the weight in your butt cheeks. You're feeling the tension in the back. You're not thinking, you're not criticizing, you're not saying, oh man, I got to see the chiropractor next week. You're not thinking about it. You're just feeling it. It's just a feeling. But did you notice that there was dramatically less thinking when you were just feeling the body and you just went on that short little 1 minute exploration? Yes or no?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So did you see how you just simply got interested in something other than thinking? All I had you do is I just got you interested in the body. Right? So this is like it's very subtle and very effective. It's very subtle, very effective. And it's something that I was always into. And I mean, I didn't even know that it was like a thing. I didn't even know that it was a thing, but it was just, I just got really interested in the body. I mean, at like an early age. But this is where, like, even like when I went to school, I studied kinesiology and then went to university for kinesiology, and it really like body mechanics and all this stuff. It was just an interest, just following that interest. But it's just when you're walking, can you feel the gait, the walking, the stride? Can you feel that the shoulders are going back and forth? They're swaying, the arms are swaying. But while this is happening, your spine is actually rotating. It's swiveling, right? And your pelvis, your hips, like right butt cheek, left butt cheek, right butt cheek, left butt cheek. Knees are bending. The knees are it's like an elbow. It's like a hinge. And your ankles and the pressure on your feet. But when you go for a walk, if you can put your attention into the body like that and sense it, you'd be surprised. It's actually, that walk is very enjoyable. You're very alert. You're very interested in the body. And it's like, whoa, I mean, I've always been walking to the mailbox to get the mail, but like that walk it was good. It changes the quality of the activity. And that's all you're doing is just taking that attention and just going, like, let's just share the love. Like, there's 5 other senses. This one sense, it's like it almost feels like it's a hog. Like it's just, wants to be the star of the show. But like I said, it's only the star of the show because there's the interest in it. So it's about getting interested in the other senses. And this could be done the same way I just showed you there with the body. It could be done where you just like listen to some classical music, something without like a lot of words in it, because that will kind of what's the word here? Entice the attention into getting into thinking when you're trying to like sing along with the words of the song and stuff. But if it's just more of like, instrumental classical type music or something like that without a lot of words in it, it's just getting interested in like the instruments and getting interested in the pauses in between the sounds and like the pitches and the tones. And you're just all of a sudden you're on a little musical journey. And again, it's just like, wow, so enjoyable. And it's just simply, you're just getting interested in these other senses. But it's almost like it's opening up like a whole nother world for you, because it's like the attention is just stuck. It's locked in. It's being restricted to just this conceptual world. And the conceptual world is just telling a story about the 5 other senses. It's just telling a story about what's happening. But that's all conceptual. To actually experience what's happening in the body is like that little journey that you just went through. is you're just experiencing the pressure in the hips. You're experiencing the tension in the lower back. You're experiencing any tightness in the jaw. You're experiencing if the legs are crossed. All of this is experiential. And so it pulls the attention from conceptual to experiential. And like this, any sense is an adventure. You're eating, and it's the same thing. You're really trying to, like, you're tasting the food, you're feeling the, the texture of the food as you're chewing it. And it brings a whole new level of appreciation to any of these senses. And it's very powerful because you're not there trying to get rid of thinking. You're just getting interested in the rest of life. Like, it's like there's just thinking about life. But then you're just now interested in, well, what is? Right? And it's right here. And it's very practical in the sense that it's not something that you're like, oh, I can only do my chanting in the morning, or I can only do my, like, watch the candle flame, at night. Or it's not like segmenting your day. It's like, this is a practice that you do 24/7. And it's not like this practice of, oh, I got to be so disciplined. Here we go again. I got to do the thing. No, it's totally different because it transforms your daily activities. There's this feeling that it's enriching. It's bringing a whole new quality to it. There's a whole new quality to walking when you're aware of the body mechanics while walking. And you're getting so interested in the body that then it's like, it sets up this feedback loop of, oh, wow, I'm exploring. I'm curious to explore more. This is enjoyable, I should say. This journey is enjoyable. I want to go more. I want to go further. I want to go deeper. So it's not like you start the scan, if you're doing from head to toe, and you go, oh, okay, that's enough. No, it's like you start feeling it, and then it's like, oh, okay. And then you start moving down. It's just this curiosity. It's more interest and curiosity that continues that exploration. And you start going deeper and deeper. Just like I said, it's almost like it's never enough to just, like I said, is like, well, tell me about the pressure of your butt in the chair. Just notice your butt in the chair. But see, like, we didn't stop there. It's always going further. Well, I want to know what the weight distribution. Not in the sense that you have to give me an answer. The question is just bringing more attention into that area so that you start noticing that you're experiencing, wow, yeah, the right hip basically has more weight in it. But you only know that answer because you were actually experiencing it on that level, that detail, on that depth, that you're able to go, yeah, there's more weight in my right butt cheek. Right? So like that, you're starting to explore the body more and more. And you basically just flood the other 5 senses with the attention. And like that, all of a sudden, you start realizing that you're thinking a fraction of the time, not because you're trying to, though. So it can't have that motivation. It can't have the motivation of, I'm doing this to stop thinking. It's a byproduct. It's just basically a redistribution that 100% of, we have to just talk like this. Let's say 100% of your attention is going to one sense. Now I'm saying, well, just give this guy 10%, give this guy 10%, give this guy 10%, right? So then all of a sudden you give 50% more attention to the other senses. Well, this sense thinking has just reduced by 50%. It's very much like that. It's very much like math like that. It's a redistribution of attention. So first, I'm just making you aware, well, look how much attention is given to just one sense. And that's where I showed you on the diagram. And you're like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then now you're noticing, well, there's 5 other senses here. And then I'm saying, well, like, and you're like, oh, how do I get that attention? How do I shift focus? You don't really shift focus. You just get interested in those other senses. And what happens is it's a relaxation, because the thinking is the tightest one. The thinking is the tightest one. By just simply being aware of the body, did you notice how naturally you were relaxing more, Akansha? Yeah. Because look what happens. When we think, we have this feeling like we're here, like in the forehead somewhere. It feels very tight, restricted, and narrowed. And I say, well, just notice the body. Already, you see how I'm just showing with the hand gestures, already there's an opening. It's a wider. And now, okay, move down the body. So now you're now aware of this. It doesn't feel like you're trapped in the mind. You are now aware of the body. So it's what I call body awareness. Okay, great. Now you're aware of the body. Pressure in the hips, position of the back against the chair, legs, feet on the floor. Okay, so now you're aware of the body from your head down to your toes. You're aware of the body. Now just be aware of the sounds in your environment, the sounds of the room. And just be aware of the temperature of the room. So now you're aware of the body in the room. And you're aware of the sounds of the room, the smell of the room, the temperature of the room. I think I said the smell of the room. And now the visuals of the room. So now you're aware of the body in the room, and you're aware of the body looking at the visuals of the room. And you're aware of the smell of the room and the temperature of the room and the other objects in the room. So you're still aware of the body, and you're aware of the objects. So this is now what I call like spatial awareness. You're aware of the body relative to the space it is in. You're aware of the body and the surroundings. You're aware of the body sensations and the surrounding sights and smells and sounds. And now you can see that, you see how that attention opened up even more. That it went from being so tight from just thinking to now relaxing a little bit more in the body, and then relaxing even more now because you're aware of the space that the body is in. So like that, every daily activity, you're cooking dinner, well, you're aware of the body, chopping and cutting and preparing the meal. But you're also aware of the smell, the sound of the running water, the lights, your little footwork in the kitchen, turning, moving different things, running to the fridge, grabbing something, putting something in a pan, stirring. Okay, well, the shoulder's a little sore. You're aware of the shoulder. You're aware of the weight of the pot. You grab something, you're straining it, whatever it is. But all of this, it's just you're flooding it with so much more information. So it feels like there's a huge shift from thinking to then, wow, like everything else. But it's not done forcefully. It's by just simply relaxing and just noticing. That noticing is what brings attention to it. Just noticing the posture of the body. Noticing the pressure in the body, the tension in the body. Noticing the sounds in the room, the smell of the room. The temperature of the room, the visuals of the room. So by just simply being aware of the body and its environment, you notice a significant reduction in thinking. Easy, easy. You're not trying to stop thoughts. And what you'll just feel is you'll just feel more relaxed, more calm. And you'll start feeling this natural, just, it's a very quiet enjoyment. It's not caused by the activity that you're doing. You're bringing this quality to the activity. You're bringing the relaxation to the activity. The activity isn't relaxing. You're bringing that relaxation to the activity. Because cooking or preparing food could either be relaxing or it could be stressful, depending on what are you thinking about? Are you thinking that you have to, get this dinner done and hurry up, get the kids fed and get them to the next thing? Or is it relaxed? Is it relaxing? Is it a relaxing activity? What makes the difference is just simply that thinking activity. That all of these activities can actually be done from a more relaxed state, we can call it. And it's just that relaxing the focus, getting interested in the 5 other senses that do it automatically. That calmness is it's a byproduct of just that relaxing. And now you're just experiencing what we can say the whole moment. You're not just focusing. Like the whole moment is those, when I showed you that image, it's the 6 senses inside that circle. So that's the whole moment. But when we just are attending the thinking activity, we're not experiencing the whole moment. That thinking activity actually just slices and dices the moment into more parts and pieces. It fragments it. But by just simply relaxing, then it's, oh, wow. There's this causeless joy, the causeless peace. Is this, are we following? Is it easy to follow what I'm saying, or no? Did I lose you? Anyone?
Yeah, I mean, I've
I was
been
just about to
doing
say
it.
not all at once, and then 3 people say, yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing new to me, I would say, because I've been doing it, and especially like sometimes, I feel like I can feel my heart beating.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you've had that experience, but
Yeah.
like I've seen it in meditation, or even just sitting down, it's like I can hear my heart beating. And sometimes the whole body is beating, like
Mhm.
it's like the whole body is beating like a heart.
Yeah.
So I've had that, few
Yeah.
times.
What about right now? Are you able to feel the heartbeat? Can you feel that subtle energy, that vibration? It feels like it's a pulsating. It's almost like a vroom, vroom, vroom. Can you feel it?
Right.
Because it's here. It's always here. It's always present. It's not something new. That's what I'm saying is it's just a matter of relaxing and you start noticing it. Because if the attention is in the body, physical body, it's already halfway there, you could say, because then you just have to feel more subtle. Feel that physical tension in the lower back, and now go into that tension more. Feel the stomach, squishiness of the stomach. And just allow the attention to relax on the stomach. And just feel how the stomach's moving by itself, harmoniously with the breath. You're not trying to make the stomach move. It's actually just moving on its own. And just go into that stomach rhythm. And now it feels even more subtle. It feels very energetic. It's wavy, softer. And it's not just in the stomach. This wave, this subtle wave, is actually permeating the whole body. And this is what feels like it's this kind of, it's like the whole body is breathing. It's like an energetic breath. Are you experiencing what I'm pointing out or no?
Yep.
Yeah. So you see, it's actually always here. So what's the difference? What's the difference between me just pointing? I'm pointing, I'm drawing your attention to it. I'm by pointing and taking you deeper and deeper. I'm just saying, get interested in the tension in your lower back. Okay. Get a little more interested in, like, really go into that tension. Okay. Just feel the attention kind of wrap around to the stomach. Okay. It's squishy. Okay. Now go into that squishiness. Okay. Now you're feeling, okay, well, it's the breath and the stomach are moving together. Okay. Feel that. Good. Feel it even more. And then that's even melting. Now it's like, whoa, it's not even really physical anymore. It's very soft. It doesn't feel like a stomach. It just feels like an energetic wave. And this energetic wave is not localized to just the stomach. It's so soft that now it's just, everything. It's just this, it's the whole thing. Like the body, the surrounding, it's everywhere. It's not localized in this one little spot. But that's here now. It's not like it just gets added. So it's just simply being ignored. And that's what I was telling you, is it's when the focus is just on the center of attention, the interest, the center of interest, which is the thinking, it ignores like everything else. And did you see how it's like, it was very relaxing to feel that kind of wavy energy in the body? And did you feel like, wow, that was again, like, man, he did it again. He took me on a little journey. It started off with my lower back. I felt like it came around to my stomach. Then we went deeper and then we went wider. Did it feel like that? Yeah. So it's just the attention that just went on that journey to a more subtle experience. Start off gross, the gross meaning like just not so subtle. The physical body. And then it went deeper. It's like how you said the other day, like these layers of the onion. It's like that. You're going deeper and deeper. As you go another layer into the onion, it's more subtle. It's softer. It's fainter. It requires even more of a sensitivity. Otherwise, you can't sense it. But you already have that sensitivity. And that sensitivity, you could say like this, it's heightened when you're relaxed. When you're more relaxed, you're more sensitive. So again, that relaxation is the key. But exactly what I just showed you there, why can't you do it when you're at a red light sitting in your car? You can. You can. Why can't you do it when you're standing in line at the grocery store and there's 5 people in front of you and the person at the checkout, she's got all the coupons and it's taking a while? Like, why do you have to be bored when you could go on a little adventure? Because that's what it's like. When you look at it like this, it's like you're going on, the attention is going on a little adventure. You're getting so interested in something else, something that you've been ignoring. Is just like you said, you're just like, wow, it's so pleasurable in a way. I enjoyed that. And then you feel it's like, now you're at a new state of relaxation, new state of calm. You're just going more and more subtle. And you only know now after the fact that you go, were you thinking a lot when we went on that little journey? And you're like, not really, no. I wasn't even thinking really at all. You don't notice it in the midst of like that journey. It's only after, as an afterthought. You're only noticing it after, because you were actually just enjoying the absence of that thinking. But it's only because you got interested in something else other than the thinking. That's what I'm saying, is you can't override the thinking with more thinking. You just simply get interested in something else, because it all starts with the interest in that thinking. It's hard to stop the thinking when you're so damn interested in it. So you get interested in something else. You get interested in feeling, right? By bringing the attention into the body, you're now interested in feeling. It's like a whole new world. It's like thinking is one world and then feeling is another world. It feels like it's like another planet. It's like, wow, what's this? As if you just like landed on Mars and it's new. Well, you would want to explore it. Everything's a little different. It's like, oh, when you jump, it's like, less gravity and you're now walking around and everything it's an exploration. It's like that. Or if you like take a vacation somewhere and you've never been there before, it's like you want to like, unpack and then just kind of wander around, explore. There's a curiosity to it. And there's like a childlike wonder to it. It's a very like, it's an innocence of like, I don't know where this is going, but I just want to explore. And you get into those feelings. And because there's that relaxation, whatever's arising is just, it's being experienced fully. Because actually it's only the thinking that's the resistance to those feelings. So actually these feelings, you start feeling them fully when you're in the body more. And it's very funny because you feel them and you don't even know they're a feeling while feeling them. Like you feel something and you don't even know what it is, because you have to think about the feeling in order to label it. But when you're fully feeling it, there's no label that even arises. You don't call it grief or sadness. You don't call it, anger, jealousy, or anything. You don't give it labels. It's just, it feels like a raw sensation. You're on a deeper level. You're on the level of just energy. And it doesn't have any names. It doesn't feel like positive or negative. Positive or negative is just a thought about energy. So you're meeting these feelings, you're meeting these emotions, this energy in motion at the level of energy. You're not meeting it at thought. When you meet it at thought, it's not even a true meeting, because it's just a thought about the emotion. It's just a thought about the energy. What I'm saying is we pull the attention from the thinking to the energy, you could say, to the emotion, by just going through the body. Go through the body and then into the feeling. But by the time you start feeling the feeling, it doesn't feel like what you thought it was. It doesn't feel like fear. It doesn't feel like sadness. It doesn't feel like grief. It doesn't feel like that stuff, because it's just so raw. It just feels like energy. Right? So hopefully you're able to follow that. I know it's a lot of words there, but hopefully you're able to follow along. But that's basically it in a nutshell. Because one of the reasons for all of that overthinking, there's overthinking because there's just underfeeling. So we're just getting interested in feeling, but usually the mind dismisses this. So just get excited about your feelings. And it's like, no way, no. So just get interested in the body. And you'll naturally meet those feelings more and more. And you'll feel more of this relaxation. And then you'll see that there's actually less and less thinking. And you're feeling more. And like this, you'll feel that subtle energy more and more. You can't help but feel more and more alive. Just because like you're feeling, it felt like energy, did it not? Right? What you're feeling. It started off as feeling like a lower back. Then it felt like muscle tension. Then I moved around to the stomach. There's a squishy stomach, but then I said, well, let's go into this. Then it started feeling like a stomach that was wavy, that was flowing with the breath. Then it went subtle, more subtle than that. And then it felt like an energetic wave. Then it kind of felt more of like a pulsating kind of breathing, an energetic breathing like this. Did you not feel more alive feeling that? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't help but feel alive when you're feeling that. You're feeling, that's the thing. Is by increasing that sensitivity, by increasing the interest, becoming interested in what I'm showing you here, like the body and the sensations, you're naturally relaxing. As you're naturally relaxing, you're naturally more open. As you're more open, you're more sensitive. As you're more sensitive, you're more receptive. As you're more receptive, you're feeling like a whole new level of this aliveness. And this is what I'm saying is like, this is not something that you need to be doing, like sitting with your eyes closed. Like you can relax the body when you're standing in line waiting for groceries. You can just relax by just bringing the attention away from your thinking of what to do later when you get home, or thinking, oh shit, the lady in the front, she's so, old and she's doing the coupon list and everything. Hurry up, lady, come on, I gotta go. I got kids at home to feed. This is our thoughts, or like, hurry, let's go. But instead of that, there's just simply putting the attention in the body. And so it can be done, at the bank or the grocery store or wherever. Or you're at the, I don't know, in line at the coffee shop. You're aware of everything. The smell of the coffee, the music, the chit chat around you, the door opening and closing, the bell on the door, the light beaming through the window, the sunlight, glaring in the corner of your eyes, the warmth on the back of the neck. You're aware of all of this stuff. But the normal, what you're used to is stressing about, what to do at the office, or what to do when you get home, or the next thing. It's always about worrying about next. But getting interested in now, there is no next. The next disappears. You're not interested in next because now is just so alive. It's so interesting. Do you see how it's like, it's a whole different like strategy than what everyone tries to do, is stop the thinking, stop it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You get so interested in this moment, the thought of next drops. There is no next. And it's so enjoyable just to be with what is. You're just enjoying it. And this is how you feel alive, because you can only feel alive here now. Like you can't feel alive thinking about tomorrow. It's just you're dreaming. And that's what like you're longing for, is to feel fully alive. So hopefully, Sean, you were able to, are you like following along when I'm kind of giving these kind of steering you kind of thing, guiding you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
totally.
Are you able to, any questions about this or?
No. I do notice that resistance to the energy, like you've mentioned before, it's like a powerful energy
Yeah.
there. It's like immense.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary to like let go into that.
So you like flirt with it. Just get a taste of it here and there. And like you said, like how you're experiencing, that's what like meditation helps with. This is just meditation, but I'm just saying like, it's not your idea of meditation, because your idea of meditation is like how you're sitting cross-legged, closing your eyes. I'm saying like, make your life meditation. Forget your idea of meditation. Your whole day should just be like this, being aware of the six senses instead of just the one. You will, it's not even true meditation. That's why I said it's more mindfulness, because I'm not even bringing you all the way back to the source, but I'm showing you it's that's why I told you at the start of the call, is there's like different people kind of at different levels. So I'm starting with something more, I don't know. It's like, we could say basic, but the mind's going to say, I want the advanced stuff. Right. So it is a little bit more basic, but it's like, you got to get this down, because it's like, it gets you used to experiencing the moment without the attention being pulled to thinking all the time. It decreases your interest in thinking. When you have a high level of interest in thinking, there's no way that the attention is going to rest as awareness. Not a chance. Because of the habit of just being so interested in the story. So you can see it like this, is it's a weaning you off of it. It's just, what is it weaning? It's weaning the attention off of it. It's weaning the attention off of the story activity. When all you know is the story, then I'm saying, well, let's just get interested in, like, there's no story of the body. There's no story of the sounds. When you're fully experiencing it, you're not telling a story about it. When you're fully experiencing it, you're actually not at a distance from it. It's thinking that creates this distance. It's like, there's the experience, and then here I am. But the experience, if you go fully into the experience of the sound of my voice, if you go fully into that experience, where are you and where's the sound? You just see that the sound is just simply arising. And the sound is arising just like the sound of your heater or your furnace or your fridge or the hum noise in your room. And you can't actually distinguish where the sound of my voice is coming from and where it's different from the sound of the ambient noise in your room. The sound is actually appearing in the same space. So by being aware of those six senses instead of just the one, that's just it's this weaning off. It's this, like I said, it's allowing the attention to become more all-inclusive. You go, okay, well, there's six senses here. Okay. But nothing is so important that I'm giving it more attention than the other sense. So there's just simply the arising and falling of the six senses. Okay, this is the mindfulness practice. This can be done anywhere, anytime. Make this 24/7. And then now you'll start being able to rest and start getting a taste of, in the midst of all of this activity, this mindfulness of sweeping the floor or preparing dinner, driving the car. Okay, there's the six senses, and there's just simply the awareness of the six senses. Okay. So there's the awareness of the six senses. Now I'm throwing in the word awareness. Well, there's the awareness of the six senses. Okay, so now allow the attention to just simply rest as the awareness. See, because the attention has widened, softened, relaxed, opened, and is undifferentiated, it's already right there. It already is the awareness of those six senses. There's nowhere to go. It's just simply the recognition that it is you, the awareness, that's aware of those six senses, that those six senses are actually within you. That you are the awareness that is aware of those six senses. Those six senses are within you. And just simply being aware of the awareness is being aware of yourself. So this weaning off of the story, the thinking activity, by weaning the attention off of it, including some other senses, now including all of the senses, well, wide open attention is actually awareness. It's only the awareness that when it's closed down, sort of say, as the activity of attention, that then it seems to block or obscure or blur out everything else, including the awareness of it. At the time when there's so much of the focus, it's as if you've blocked out the awareness somehow, but really you haven't. It's like I said, it's artificial. Just the same way a camera artificially blocks out the background. It's still there. It just artificially blurred it. But by being aware of all the six senses is like that halfway mark. So we're just using, it's mindfulness that's just this kind of bridge to going, you could say, all the way back to just awareness. Because essentially you're already there. By being aware of all six senses, the attention is already wide open. It's already lost all of its limitations. It is already undifferentiated. It's not going to one sense over another. It's already just simply awareness of that activity, awareness of activity. Now, the next step is just simply awareness of awareness in the midst of activity. So the activity continues, but you are aware of being aware in the midst of that activity. So it's both, it's simultaneous. But right now, you are aware of the sound of my voice, but you're also aware that it's you, the awareness, that's aware of the sound. And now like this, now you're starting to get interested in you, the awareness. The activity continues, the cooking, the cleaning, the driving the car, but now you're interested in the awareness that is aware of driving the car. You're interested in the awareness that's aware of cooking. You're interested in the awareness that's aware of cleaning. This is the importance of the weaning the attention off of the story by just simply getting interested in the six senses. Get interested in the six senses instead of just the one sense. Now you're interested in the awareness that's aware of the six senses. So you can see how it almost feels like I'm moving you back. It's a backward step. You're no longer going forward, you're relaxing back into yourself. because what's even more relaxing than just being aware of the six senses is being aware of awareness. Because the six senses is an activity, but the awareness is rest. So like right now, you are aware of the awareness. So you are aware of rest. And the only thing that really pulls you out of this rest, sort of say, is the habit of being so interested in the story. That's all it is. So that's why I said it's like a weaning off process. And it doesn't happen overnight. This awareness of activity is whatever activity you're doing. So there's the awareness of daily life. And then there's the awareness of awareness during daily life. Which means that you're experiencing rest in daily life. You're experiencing peace in daily life. You're experiencing happiness in daily life. You're experiencing freedom in daily life. You're experiencing yourself. Do we have any questions about that? Anishmita, I know you came on a little late, so you might be you might be lost of what the heck we're talking about. But I will send you, because actually the first stuff that we talked about is actually, it's very beneficial for you. So I'll just send you the video. I'll send it to you tomorrow for me. But watch the whole thing and it'll make sense. And you will see that it's more so at the start that you needed to hear. Right. So don't feel bad. It's fine that you came when you came, but it's more at the start. If you feel lost right now, then there's nothing that we can really do about it. Akansha, any questions?
Is there a video with this, or I think you sent the post, right? That's on the channel already, but I don't know if there's a different video
I do
that
have
you're
one
referring
that's very
to.
similar that kind of walks us through it. This was more detailed though, because we made it more practical with you guys. Yeah, it's always, that's why I always love the group guidance one. It's more interactive. It's like you guys ask questions, I can see the engagement. When I just make the video, it's just like I make the video and in a way it's very general in a sense.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I think I have it now.
I'll send it to you. It's
I've got
actually
it.
it's called self-realization through mindfulness. And it's exactly,
Oh, okay.
hopefully you can see this thing, right? It's like, you know, this glass is being thinking. It's like all you're aware of is just this one thing, right? And now it's like, well, there's some other stuff, right? There's other activities around. Oh, these are 5 other senses. Okay, now I'm aware of thinking plus the 5 other senses. Okay, well, now that I'm aware of the 6 senses, well, what is it that's aware of the 6 senses? Right? So you see, I'm just bringing you away from one sense, now being aware of 5 other senses, totaling 6 senses. So there's just the awareness of 6 senses. And then we go, well, this is what kind of feels like almost the attention turns. It doesn't turn, it's just a sinking back. It's actually a relaxation where the attention is resting as awareness. And by asking, well, what is it that's aware? Then it's like, oh, it comes to a full rest. That's why I said it's like you get slammed all the way back. There's nothing beyond awareness. It goes from just thinking being so tight, and it's like, oh, well, What else is there other than thinking? Okay, the body sensations. Okay, is that it? Well, no, there's body sensations plus sight, sounds, smells, temperature, hearing. Oh, okay. And it's now wide open. Is this it? No, you're ignoring more. What else am I ignoring? Well, what is it that's aware of this activity? And it's right there. It's like, it's not even that hand movement. It's not even, there really isn't another step back because you're already back. It's just now awareness of awareness. It's like the hand is aware of itself. It's not this hand aware of that hand. It's not this that's aware of that. It's just self-recognition. It's I, the awareness, that's aware. This is all it is. That post that I shared with you, Akansha, the 3 steps, the 3 stages, simplifying the journey. Step 1, I am identified with my own activity. That's step 1. That's where a lot of people are. Right? Step 2 is now I'm aware of my activity. This is observing. This is where we all are on the call at this stage 2. Now you get a taste here and there of stage 3, but it's very short-lived. The awareness of awareness is very short-lived. You experience it in these calls. I'm showing you, I'm helping you so that you experience it in your daily life. Because that's the 3rd stage. Now you are aware of you. Now, really, it's all you. It's all you, even that activity. But at the time, it's hard to explain it like this. It's just at the time, it needs to be walked back like that. And you go, wow, that's, how was I ignoring myself? Well, I was distracted by my own activity. That's what I'm saying is you have to get interested in something other than the thinking. How can you get interested in your essential nature when you're only interested in your own activity? That's what hypnotizes you, is your own activity, your story. But to be aware of yourself, there needs to be that interest. If you're addicted to the story, you're addicted to the story. There's not a chance. No way you're going to be interested in yourself. So that's why I said, like, weaning you off is a good term. It's like you're weaning off of this addiction. And it's a gradual process. It doesn't just happen overnight. What helps a lot is like these meetings is getting that taste. Like right now, like in the meeting, well, maybe not when I'm talking right now, but you just experience it. Everyone just experienced it for I don't know how long, but no doubt there was awareness of awareness. Yes. Yeah. That's you. You're aware of you. Right? What about you, Anishmita? Was there awareness of awareness or no?
While we were talking, I mean, for a moment, there was nothing. I mean, it's like that thing, like everything stopped. I was, then I, like the time has stopped, and then I jumped to my stories.
That's the awareness of awareness. That's the awareness of awareness is it's timeless. There's no time. You're not experiencing time.
But I felt very scared of that. I mean, I need my story. I jumped to it. Yes, I don't want this nothing happening.
Did you say you need your story?
Yes, like
See, that's why I said weaning is a good word. But I want my bottle. I want my blankie. Right? It's like my
I'm
daughter.
really scared of this.
We're weaning her off of like sucking her thumb, right? But it's like her safety thing. It's just what she does, right? So it's like all these little just weaning her off slowly. It's like that when that's all you know, right? Because that's all you're interested. You have to watch the video. I'll send it to you tomorrow. But if that's all you are focused on is the story, because that's all you're interested in, then yes, that, like I said, is going all the way back to just the awareness, aware of yourself. Then the mind kind of panics and it's like, whoa, hold on, like it freaks out. That's why I said it's this weaning off. You're getting familiar with simply experiencing what is without that story. You're experiencing the body, and it's only in hindsight that you go, I wasn't storytelling. There wasn't any story to that. There was just flooded. The attention was just flooded in the five senses, and there wasn't much thinking. So it's like this approach. It's a weaning it off. It's very progressive, but what you notice is like the mind doesn't freak out. Sometimes if it's too fast, it's like it can be very destabilizing because there hasn't been that kind of that experience of without much thinking. So it's just this thinking decreases instead of going like cold turkey. Awareness of awareness, just going directly to it like that. In a way, it's like it's cold turkey like that. And so the mind kind of freaks out and startles and gets, panic and fear. Because you just experienced the absence of the mind, right? Anishmita?
Just for a moment, maybe.
For a moment. But that's all you need. All you need is a moment to just simply realize that you exist.
Not complete absence, but I don't know what it was. I mean,
well, that's the thing. Your mind doesn't know what it is. That's by getting more and more familiar. You essentially you know without the mind. It doesn't make any sense to the mind, but true knowing is without mind. The mind is only a story. It's only storytelling. The mind really doesn't know anything. It's you that's knowing. It's you that knows the mind. Does the mind know you? Check it out for yourself right now. Who knows who here? Do you know the mind, or does the mind know you? To make it very easy, think of a purple elephant right now. Purple elephant. Is it you that knows the purple elephant, or does the purple elephant know you?
I know the purple elephant.
The purple elephant is a thought, right? This thought doesn't know you. It's you that knows the thought. Let's just get it straight. The mind doesn't know you. It doesn't know a damn thing about you. See ya, Concha. Have a good night. It doesn't know anything about you. It never did. It never will. The activity cannot know its source. It's only the source that knows the source. You are the source of the activity that you call mind. The mind is an activity. It's not a thing. So this activity, well, what's its source? It's you. But when I say you, I'm not saying you as a person. I'm not referring to Anishmita. So you get, like I said, there's this weaning off and you get more and more familiar with yourself. And it becomes very clear. It becomes very clear that what you truly are is prior to that activity. You are prior to thought. Think of that purple elephant again for just a second. It's a purple elephant. Now this is just a thought. This thought feels very close to you, yes? Yes or no? Yes. So this thought, the purple elephant thought, it's so close. People say like, oh, it's these, I'm so intimate with these thoughts. No one knows my thoughts but me. So these thoughts are so close. What's closer than the thought, though? See, it's the awareness of the thought. That awareness is closer than the thought. It's closer than close. Close is not even the correct word because there's no distance. When you are aware of the thought, there's still this subtle distance. The thought is appearing to you. The thought of the purple elephant, it's like it's in the foreground. You are behind that thought. You are prior to the thought of the purple elephant. You watch the purple elephant thought appear. Let's change it now to a blue monkey. Out with the purple elephant, in with the blue monkey. Now let's change the thought to a basketball. Now just realize it's you that's watching these thoughts change. In between the purple elephant and the blue monkey, when there was no purple elephant, and then there was the blue monkey. Well, in between thought 1 and thought 2, right there in that change up, you still existed. You exist when there was no thought. You actually experience no thought. It's just happening fast, but when you slow it down, you see one thought, right there, no thought. Next thought. I said blue monkey, and then I said, okay, now the basketball, right? Blue monkey, and then basketball. So you are experiencing already no thought. It's just, it's fast. And by being aware of yourself as awareness, you are seeing it. Because you are faster than any activity. Because you aren't actually moving. So you are what's noticing all activity. Because you are at rest. You are still. So you're seeing it all. You're seeing the coming and going of thoughts. You're seeing the appearing and disappearing of thoughts. You're seeing the thoughts change. So this is just simply, you're seeing that, oh, the thoughts of me in my life. Well, this is happening in front of me, sort of say. This is a changing activity. It's always appearing and disappearing. It's coming and going. And all I'm saying is, well, what you essentially are is prior to those thoughts. What you essentially are is not coming and going. It's not appearing and disappearing, and it's not changing. It's permanent, it's ever present, it's never changing. These thoughts are being born and dying. There's the birth of the purple elephant. Look, and then there's the death of the purple elephant. There's the birth of the blue monkey, and then the death of the blue monkey, and the birth of the basketball, and the death of the basketball. But what about that which is aware of those thoughts? Is that being born? Is that dying? No. So that's all it is. That's all you're seeing. You guys want to end it there? It's pretty good. Good in depth. Tried to give you kind of show you this progressive journey and show you the stages all the way. Any questions about it? Ravi, do you have any?